in every sale you make, at least 20% of that money should be kept aside to reinvest back into that business and to save. Hey loves, welcome back to our channel. I'm your host Elomo and a film about relationships, growth, lifestyle. 2021, I told you guys we're going to concentrate more on the growth segment of this channel. So in that light, I decided to bring you guys this video tips to actually help you start your business from scratch and eventually grow that business. If you're new on this channel, I'm a baker. I run a baking business. I have been baking commercially for 5 years plus now, and non-commercially for approximately 7 years plus. And I grew my baking business on my own. Nobody gave me any money to go and learn somewhere or to buy equipment to start, like, this is capital I'm giving you, start this business. No, I actually had to grow it from scratch on my own to where it is, to the point of me doing wedding cakes. Fam, please give me some accolades. Give me a pat on the back. I do deserve it. So yes, in that light, I'm actually going to be sharing some tips that actually helps me grow my baking business to where it is at this point. I'm not actually there yet, but at least I have something doing right. So yes, disclaimer, first of all, disclaimer. Some tips I'm actually going to be sharing here, I'm also struggling to implement in my business. So it's not like I have it all figured out, going on so well. No, none of that. I'm actually also wanting it to grow and grow. So yes, without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. The first thing I'm going to talk about is, let's go from base. In order for you to start the business and to grow it eventually, starting the business, choose what you're passionate about to start the business. Yes, find your passion and go with it. That's what I will say, because you need that passion when things are not going okay. Because trust me, it's not all the time it's going to be rosy, or you're going to be having commands all the time. It's never going to be like that. You actually need that passion now to keep you going when you're not having commands, or when things are not going so okay for the business, because it's consistency in that business that is going to make people take you serious. Because trust me, people are watching. Even though they are not buying as per se, people are watching you, and consistency shows seriousness. You cannot start jumping from one business to another because the business you started is not going on all right. You'll be like, no, this is not what I bargained for, I'm going to the next business. Trust me, when you do that, people just take you unserious. For example, you start selling shoes today. Trust me, first of all, you should know this. Every business you start the first time, you cannot test the strength of that video that first time, because the first time everybody will support you. So you can get overhyped and be like, this business is okay, I'm just doing it. When you start selling a product, your family members, your friends, I don't know, most people, that's the case. People will support you. Those immediate surrounding will support you and buy what you're selling. It's from the second time, like the second buying you buy, that's when you know how well this business is going for you. So you can never judge how well the business is going from the first time you're getting into the business. That shouldn't be it. So back to what I was saying. For example, you sell shoes, and today you don't have commands, it's not going okay. You are like, okay, I'm leaving the shoe business, I'm selling food now, I'll go into the food business. And you start selling food. Normally everybody is going to buy the first couple of times, and after you have a break, that's when you have to now hustle customers that you don't even know about, and that's the most difficult part. Imagine that that happens, and you'll be like, no, this food business is not working, I'm going to the next business, I'm going to hair. And you start doing hair, people buy. Like, you just keep jumping from one place to another, so people will not actually know when to contact you when they need what. If you stick with shoes from the beginning, shoes, people are not buying the shoes, but you're still posting the shoes back to back. You're still posting pictures, like your status is still shoes, even though people are not buying. people are watching, it's going to somehow stick in their subconscious. At the point where if somebody has an event and they are like, oh, I need a shoe, your name should be the first name that should come to their head. Like, I can contact this so and so person to get me a shoe for me to wear for that event, because automatically you have been consistent in that business. It has somehow stuck in people's brains. So you need to be consistent in that business. I feel like I'm merging one point, but the whole thing goes together. You just have to have a passion and be passionate about it and stick to it. The next point I'm going to be talking about is always doing research. Like, I don't know, you cannot even deal in a business without research, because new things keep coming up, new ways of doing the same thing keep coming up, better ways, easier ways, and people always go for the new stuff. So you always have to keep on doing your research. I'm always online struggling to know how to new recipes, how to do this, and I will do try and errors before I take the final product to the consumers. I will do try and error. My house, my sisters are just eating free cake, free dessert, free croissant, like everything free, because I always try to actually learn new things and experiment before actually giving them to my customers. So you actually have to always do your research, so you find easier ways even to save you the stress and save your customers the stress. Easier ways to satisfy both parties. I don't know if you get. But yes. Now the next tip I'm going to be talking about is make sure you always save your profits and reinvest back into the business. Now let me explain this. In every sale you make, at least 20% of that money should be kept aside to reinvest back into that business and to save. For example, in my case, every cake I made, at least 20% from that money, I was going to remove small, no matter how small the profit might be. I'm going to keep aside something for savings, and I'm going to buy one baking equipment. That was what I did. That was my policy. Every cake I make, I must buy one baking equipment, and the money I'm saving is equally to reinvest back into the business, because there are certain equipment that are really expensive that I cannot buy at a go. So that saving I'm keeping aside, when the money must have reached the amount I want it to be, maybe 50k to buy a cake stand, I will now gather it and go and reinvest back into the business. So you always at least 20%. This I got from my father. My father always tells me, your salary, at least 20% of your salary should be kept to savings, and it somehow stuck with me, and it's helping me, and it helped my business grow. So yes, you should just keep that in mind, at least 20%. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is start with budget friendly stuff. If you're starting baking like me, you should start with budget friendly equipment. When I started baking, I had no fancy equipment. I didn't even start with a mixer. I didn't start with measuring cups. I did not even start with an oven. Like, I had my pots. I was using sand. I will use this margarine container. That's what I was using to measure. Like, it was so stressful because I had to use that to measure this particular grams, convert it to milligrams. So I was doing a lot of converting just because I had just that water container I had bought and used. It was empty. So I was now using it to measure all other equipment. So I had to do all the conversion to use. It was so stressful. But again, that you don't want to start with buying all the luxurious stuff, and at the end you see that maybe you don't even need what you have bought. So I always say start with budget friendly stuff. For example, I'm going to be using baking because that's what I'm doing. For example, you cannot be starting a baking business and you want to buy equipment that somebody who is already established in the business has. How does that work? People who are really big in this business have built their oven. So you cannot be starting as a baker and you want to use money like that. It doesn't go. You don't have the kind of commands they have. People have not yet trusted you that much to give you that kind of many commands as the person is having. So you always want to start with something. Start from basic basic budget friendly equipment. Next point I'm going to talk about is concentrate on the quality of your product. If you're starting something, right, you actually need to make that thing have quality for people to actually bring you more customers and come back to you. Example, you're starting a skincare business. You actually need for your products to have quality so that the first people who try it is actually going to work so well on them. They are going to recommend you and come back, and that's how your business will grow. You cannot start a business as a starter and your product doesn't have quality. It doesn't make sense. People who are long into the business, that have really gained their market, they have customers, maybe they can try to reduce their quality of what they are producing, and they know that the people who have already trusted them will still come back to them for that services. They are not running on a loss here. They are still making much money as a matter of fact. But you who is starting, you cannot take that strategy because it took them time to get to that point of people trusting them that much, even if their products start declining. You must start with good quality or whatsoever. You cannot start baking cake and your first cakes are strong. It doesn't work. People will not come back. People will not recommend you. People will not be happy. So you should always try to start with a very good quality of what you're producing. Maybe subsequently, when you have gained the market, you have gained that confidence of people, you can reduce it slightly, just slightly, for you to make more gain, and still yet they won't even notice the reduction and they'll still be satisfied. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is taking good pictures. Fam, good pictures, I don't know, they have a way of skyrocketing your business. I don't know. Good pictures ties with the point of branding. You actually need to brand your business so that people should take you more seriously. As a starter, you need to come up serious so that people will be like, this person, you actually know what you are doing. You cannot start a business looking confused. Do I know? Look professional. Take good pictures and people will actually value the product you're offering because you look serious. Even the product is not so good, but because you look serious, they will want to try that product out. So taking good pictures is this is one thing I'm actually also learning to do. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is online marketing. Farm. Social media presence. I'm on this particular table, I'm on it. I'm not really a social media person like that. So I really found it difficult to like be posting pictures, like you have that social media presence. I'm still learning. I'm still in the process of learning it, but the world is a global village. I mean, everything is online. Everything is made easy. So you have to put that business online. Create an IG page. Have an online presence for people to actually find you easily. Don't limit yourself to just family and friends. That's what I did at the beginning. It was just from family and friends, referrals. This person will tell this person will, I'll make cake for this event, this person will taste it and they will like it. That was how I got my customers. I'm lucky because I started off with quality cakes, so everybody who tasted it always came back for me to do more cakes. So maybe that's why I didn't really see the need of going social media or having social media presence, because I was comfortable with the commands I was getting. I wasn't on social media, but I was still having commands back to back, and I was growing my business. But now, getting to understand that if you really want your business to be really big, you actually need to create that social media presence. Create an IG page, create a Facebook page, create a page about the business, just to showcase whatsoever you're doing. In that light, I have finally by the grace of God, created my IG page and my Facebook page for my cake. So please go and subscribe to Carol's Creamy Cakes. I'm going to leave the links down in the description box. The next point I'm going to talk about is be friendly. Customer services is key. Nowadays, I see everybody posting online sellers, online vendors. People are rude. People are this. People are that. And trust me, when somebody has one bad feedback, the person will tell somebody, and that's how people will not trust you anymore if you're not a big person. That's why I say For a starter, you actually need to gain the confidence of people. So you actually need to be nice to your customers and deliver on time. Delivery on time is so important. Deliver on time and ask for feedbacks. Let them send you feedbacks. How was it? They should write something nice and send to you, so you post it so that people know, okay, this person does this thing, the person is legit, the person delivers on time, the person what, not what you order versus what you receive. People should not go and be photo reading you and tagging your business handle to what you order versus what you receive negatively. So you get, always try your best to deliver the exact thing that the person has asked for, and the delivery should be on time. Post your feedbacks. I've come to the end of the video. I hope these tips have helped you or will help you. Please try to implement them so all of us can grow. I'm equally trying to implement them as well with the social media presence. So fam, please encourage me. Please encourage your baby girl. Go and follow my business pages. I mean, please encourage me. So please implement them. I'll be glad that you implement them and it works for you. I hope you have learned something, one or two, even though it's not much. And you know, this 2021, we're all about making our money, like our coins was super serious and intentional. I told you guys that's the password for 2021, intentional living. So thank you guys for watching till this point. Make sure you subscribe before heading out, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Okay, I'm going to see you guys on my next one. Bye.